The number of death row inmates changes frequently with new convictions, appellate decisions overturning conviction or sentence alone, commutations or deaths through execution or otherwise. In 32 countries, detailed data, 5,796 people have been jailed for longer than a year without being convicted or sentenced. So in this video, we are going to tell you about top 5 criminals reacting to life sentence. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Ecuador. A fight broke out between rival gangs Los Lobos and R7 at a prison in Santo Domingo, some 80 kilometers, 50 miles, west of the capital Quito. Ecuador is battling a wave of gang violence and has recently seen its most deadly prison riots in history. Parts of Ecuador are under a state of emergency because of the rising crime that has shocked the country. A total of 108 inmates escaped the prison during the riot and remain missing, the local police chief says. Ecuadorian newspaper El Universo reported that, according to National Police Commander Fausto Salinas, the incident was triggered by a brawl involving the transfer of an inmate known as Anchandia into the prison. Ding Yuxin, a female billionaire who gave bribes to a former railways minister, has been sentenced to 20 years in prison, fined 2.5 billion yuan, and had personal property worth 20 million yuan confiscated, a court in Beijing. The Beijing No-2 Intermediate People's Court said the evidence collected by prosecutors that Ding offered bribes and conducted illegal operations is sufficient for a verdict. Ding, 59, also admitted to making 2 billion yuan in profits between 2004 and 2011. Deshaun Madden. An Alger County inmate found guilty of murdering his cellmate has been sentenced to prison. 23-year-old Deshaun Madden has been sentenced to a minimum of 60 years and a maximum of 90 years Monday morning after he was found guilty of second-degree murder. That sentence is to be served consecutively with his current term of a minimum of 16 years and a maximum of 30 years for assault with intent to commit murder, robbery, and carjacking. Madden was found guilty by a 12-person jury after a 5-day trial in April. The jurors deliberated for 2 hours before reaching their verdict. Officials found Madden's cellmate, Rodriguez Montez Burks, dead wrapped in blankets in his cell at the Alger Correctional Facility last July. According to the autopsy report, Burks died from a closed head injury. Alan Stanford. The Texas financier heads to court in Houston to battle charges that he operated a $7 billion Ponzi scheme from Stanford International Bank-led, his offshore bank on the Caribbean island of Antigua. By all accounts, his was a life of luxury, filled with private jets, yachts, mansions, and the sport of cricket. Deemed a flight risk in June 2009 by a federal judge, the 6-foot billionaire has been in jail, sporting prison-issue green and orange jumpsuits and shackles instead of the dark, tailor-made suits he once ordered in bulk. Stanford, a native Texan who was knighted by the government of Antigua in 2006, is accused of misleading investors about certificates of deposit, CDs, issued by his offshore bank in one of the biggest white-collar fraud cases since Bernard Madoff. The CDs were touted as safe, with funds generally invested in investment-grade bonds, securities, and foreign currency deposit. According to literature distributed by Stanford's brokerage firm, Direct Romano, a man who was serving a prison sentence for slaying a pizza delivery driver will now spend another 17 years behind bars for taking the life of his cellmate. Direct Romano was serving a 55-year sentence for slaying 49-year-old pizza delivery driver John Sullivan in Indianapolis in January 2014. Roberts was found dead in his bunk on May 3, 2020. Romano told investigators the 2 inmates were drinking homemade wine the night before and arguing over stupid stuff when he lost control, beating Roberts to death with his hands and feet. Roberts suffered severe injuries to his head and neck. Blood was found splattered throughout the cell. Romano had blood and bruising on his feet. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.